tune in live here with West here. We're going to talk about wrestling and have our views and stuff and differences. Anyways, let's get right into it. All right, Razorblade.
As you set up the game,
Yeah.
the women's tag match that was announced on SmackDown this week, Becky Lynch and Naomi against Natalya and Carmella. My own personal opinion on this match is why. I mean, unless they're trying to make Carmella strong going in for her Money in the Bank cash in at WrestleMania, I mean, it's pretty much a predicted situation that we are, in fact, going to be getting the first women's ever Money in the Bank cash in for that WrestleMania moment.
See here. One of the things is that I do agree. I think they're going to have her cashed in on Money in the Bank, in the WrestleMania, and I think also they are having issues where they're trying to make it like it's another Seth Rollins situation where cashing in on WrestleMania, but I also think they just didn't want her not to be in the pay-per-view to be like so that when she's so tired that she can't cash it in and be fully of high energy and stuff. So I don't know what I really don't know why they even made this match really.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it seems put together, and it seems kind of just like, oh yeah, we're just going to try to kind of backdoor everybody into remembering, like, oh yeah, she has Money in the Bank. So to try to like get that huge payoff at WrestleMania, similar to what Seth did when he cashed in his Money in the Bank. I mean, it's almost the exact same way. They kind of buried his like the Seth has the case, and they just kind of out of sight, out of mind with it for a while before WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, that's right, Seth has the case. What is he doing on WrestleMania? Boom, moment, bam, he's champion. And I think they're going to try to recreate that with Carmella. So I think that would be possibly the only real reason that this is even happening at the pay-per-view, and especially as a tag match at that. I mean, it's not even a singles match to kind of give her even less of a focal point for that with that briefcase. But just to kind of plant that seed, it's like, oh yeah, Carmella, she's still a thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just they don't want it to be where she's where it's so obvious that she could come in at any time and do what she's wanting to do. So that's what I think it is. Honestly, I think they're just doing that so it's not as predictable and that she's wore out. But I think they're doing that so they can squash the whole her coming in to FastLane and cash in the bank thing. I think the only reason that they did that was to squash that rumor. That's what I think.
As that probably has a big um, thing to do with it too. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because I mean, everybody knows that there's no way that Ruby Riot's gonna beat Charlotte Flair. I mean, if that would be the twist of the week, that would blow everybody's minds. If the title changed hands at the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, out of a Flair's hands
Well,
into a new call-up to Ruby
well
Riot. That
let's
would
keep
be.
in let's keep in the fact that they're also with Charlotte Flair. They're more concerned about how many times she can be a title holder than actually retaining the title. Let's keep in mind that for the first few moments with her and Sasha Banks on the Raw roster, they kept having it to where she would lose it on a pay-per-view, retain it no, lose it on a house show, retain it on get it on a pay-per-view, or vice versa. So if
Yeah.
Carmella does cash in the briefcase, which most likely she probably will, Ruby Riott will be a short-term champion. Okay. However, this is going to set up for a triple threat match for the women's title. Charlotte Flair, Ruby Riott, and Carmella, if they go that route. Which is very possible. But right now, I think whatever they're going to do with Charlotte, I agree with you. They wouldn't have her lose this close. However, I could see them pulling it to where Charlotte Flair beats Ruby Riott, okay? And as soon as she does, Carmella comes from out of the ring, hits her in the overhead with the briefcase, hands the briefcase over to the ref. The ref is like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden they ring the bell. She does her finisher, and Charlotte sells it and acts like she's out cold while she gets the win. And then you got the rematch at WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. That's what. Either way it's going to be. I do think you're going to see a cash in at FastLane, because I think FastLane is not going to be that great, and they're going to need something like you said. They're going to need that OMG factor in the situation. I don't think you're going to get that with the pay-per-view alone.
That's an interesting way to put it. I would be, if they did that, that would totally break. I was surprised. I would be super, super surprised if they had Carmella cash in on Fastlane, even after her tag match, whether she goes over or not. They still have her cash in at the women's title match. It would be insane. That would literally be, like a total WTF, wow, did not see that coming moment, because and that would buck every prediction to this point if that was what they were to do. I mean, because they had Roman Reigns like winning, going to WrestleMania way before, like, when even Royal Rumble started. So, and that
way before Royal Rumble started. You're right. Probably like up until Survivor Series, or hell, even before that.
Right. And that would have turned out to be a thing. And so now they're just like, well. So I mean, if they did that, that would definitely buck the whole predictable storyline type thing that they've been doing. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the next tag match of the night, which will be the Usos defending their titles against the New Day. And this match is going to be good. I'm not going to pretend that it's not. It's been done a bunch of times, but every single time these two teams get in the ring, it is a fantastic match. Even if the endings kind of are like, what the hell moments like that, that's a kind of a shitty way to end it. Maybe like the Usos running away in their first match or whatever for their titles and getting disqualified or counted out or whatever. That was kind of a weak ending to a fantastic match, but the match is going to be fantastic. Although I will admit that it freaking showcases, like puts it on a pedestal with like spotlights, the lack of depth for the tag team division on SmackDown. The fact that you can take this match rivalry between the Usos and New Day back to when New Day was first sent to SmackDown after up to Backlash last year. They've been having New Day and Usos go at it. They've had other little tag teams kind of sort of pop up a little bit. Like, so far the most prominent one on SmackDown to this point is probably Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. They kind of got a little mini shove there just a little while ago, but they kind of just called it. Bludgeon Brothers
and is for
are
the United States
starting to make a presence. They showed up during that, I think it was last week's SmackDown, I believe, or maybe the week before, where they showed up and interrupted the really good promo between Usos and New Day.
Here we go, United States Championship match coming up. And Cole, I don't remember a more highly anticipated United States Championship match than this one we've got coming up.
Maybe a triple threat match between New Day, Usos, and Bludgeon Brothers.
Guys, he's been waiting a very long time for this match here tonight. Yes, he has, but he's going to be waiting even longer for another title opportunity if he's not successful here tonight. So for his sake, I hope he's ready.
This match is going to be, at FastLane, I don't believe it really just kind of shines a light on the lack of tag team division on SmackDown Live at this point.
Yeah, there's no depth on the, and this is the problem that we have with the Usos in the. This is the problem we got with the Usos in the tag team match here, is the fact that it could very possibly outshine the pay-per-view and to make it to where you want to just turn the television off after watching the match, because last time they did this, it didn't live up to the hype of the rest of the pay-per-view. So
yeah, exactly. They kicked off the pay-per-view their first time together, and it set the bar so high that the rest of the pay-per-view kind of fell flat after that. So depending on where this falls on the card is going to dictate this pay-per-view overall, I think. Honestly, I think the Usos are going to retain against the New Day going into WrestleMania. I just don't see too many title changes happening at the last pay-per-view going into WrestleMania. I really don't.
What do you think of the chances here tonight? I love them. I'm not like everybody else, Cole.
I think that there will
like
be
everybody's ready to rate the champ's demise,
some sort
but
of disqualification, because they're going to insert the Bludgeon Brothers into this match somehow.
Guys, I think we can all agree that this is easily one of the biggest matches of the champ's career. And Cole, that's really saying something considering all the high-profile matches we've seen him compete in up till now.
Kind of letting the presence be known to both teams. Makes me kind of think that during this pay-per-view they are going to there's going to be some sort of interruption, which is going to lead to the Usos keeping the belt.
yeah, I agree. It could very well be the Bludgeon Brothers grabbing the ankles of the Usos under the turnbuckle to keep them from going. The other one hitting them on the back of the head, causing the New Day to pretty much lose the belt, not lose the belt, but lose the match via disqualification, thus end up making another possible triple threat for WrestleMania. Triple tag team match.
That's I think so too, because
introducing
if you really
the
look
challenger
at the
from Miami,
tag
Florida,
team division right
weighing
now.
in at
Last year,
287 pounds.
New Day was the host. They weren't even in the tag match. Because that was the debut of the Hardys into the Raw Tag Team titles.
Introducing the
And that was before they were even on SmackDown. Usos have never been to WrestleMania. And they've been wrestling for like 10 years now.
He is the
So they
United
both
States champion.
getting an opportunity to go to WrestleMania would probably, in my opinion, dictate them keeping the belts, going triple threat like you said,
Don't even
and
think
having
about
a
going
triple
anywhere.
threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. That's my thing. Alright. Anything more to add to that match?
Other than that, I hope it doesn't get interrupted by the Bludgeon Brothers. I hope it happens after the match is done. That way it's not going to be as predictable. But other than that, yeah, there's nothing else I can think of.
It's go time, fellas. Given who the champ's in the
You think
ring
the
with tonight,
Usos are
I
gonna
wouldn't be
retain?
at all
Oh, yeah,
surprised
for sure.
if we witnessed history here.
Okay.
Well said, and I have to say
Alright,
that the
next
electricity
up
for
on
this
the
title
card
match
we
is unlike
have
anything we've
Bobby
seen in quite
Roode
some
versus
time.
Randy Orton for the United States Championship. This match has I think Bobby Roode's going to retain, only because, again, I think it could be another interruption situation with Jinder Mahal.
What should be the strategy to
forcing a
challenger
triple
in a match
threat
like
match
this?
at WrestleMania.
He's looking to
Jinder
become
Mahal,
king
Randy
of the
Orton,
mountain,
Bobby
Cole.
Roode
That's
for
never
the
an
US
easy
title.
proposition. We'll see if the challenger can get it done. He's
I
simply reminding him that
think
he's
that's
here.
what they're probably going to go for, because they took Jinder Mahal and from veritable nobody,
Razor Ramon showing us how to get it done.
little bitch, sending him over to SmackDown, gave him this push to
AJ
the
Styles
moon,
with the
gave
offense.
him the championship over Randy Orton, retained it against Randy 3 times. Randy put him over.
An
Still considered one of the
early put attempt, and an
shittiest
easy kick
champions
out from
in
Razor
WWE
Ramon.
ever.
Very nice.
He was dethroned, lost the championship,
Great
and
offense by
then he
AJ
has
Styles.
literally fallen off the card since. Like, they tried to push him with that rivalry with Nakamura. That fell super flat, especially after the
Back
whole
inside
like
the ring now.
racist debacle that they did. Other than making fun of Nakamura's Asian descent and, using stereotypical language that did not go over well. It is 2018. It's not Attitude Era.
Hashtag snowflakes.
Stop this.
Yeah, so that did not go well. So, and then he is slowly falling down to where now he's buying mid-card status for mid-card belt for the U.S. title. I think, honestly, he is going to cause some sort of triple threat situation to keep him relevant. Because I think behind the scenes, this is do or die for Mahal because he's not really that well in the ring at all. Really not that good. I don't know what made him think that was a good idea.
Oh, and he's still down, Byron. Things definitely aren't looking very good for him right now.
He's not good. He's not a good performer. And I think this is do or die time because I think if he fails here and they are going to basically bury him from this point past WrestleMania on, he's going to get the Dolph Ziggler treatment, if not worse. He's just going to be like, we go from champion in 2017 to freaking jobber 2018. Going back to where he was and maybe even end up losing, getting cut again by the end of the year. It's his contract stuff, whatever he's cutting him loose. Because there's really no marketable way to put him over. Even when they came to with the Singh brothers, they couldn't even put him over. Even as a viable heel, it was just like a cheap attempt to corner the India market. Because, they just launched their India branch, the WWE network and stuff over there, and so they were having all these matches over there and stuff, and they put the belt on Jinder Mahal to be like, I'm your modern day Maharaja
trying to get back to his feet here.
Type thing.
He's clearly in a bad way
India
right
on
now.
The map, and of course the market in India was just like meh. So that's pretty much was the beginning of the end of Jinder Mahal, and he's to the point now where he's gonna end up. This is do or die time for him. I think. Honestly, Bobby Roode is going to retain because of either Jinder Mahal,
a lot of energy, so he's got to keep that in mind.
After Bobby Roode beats Randy Orton, because I think Randy Orton's going to go for an RKO and Bobby Roode's going to catch him somehow for a glorious DDT, something to like that effect, and get him for the 1-2-3 to keep the belt. He's going to take it to WrestleMania, but then Jinder Mahal is going to come in and get involved. Because they have this storyline arc about these top 10 lists that is completely irrelevant and have no basis of significance whatsoever. It's just kind of like, hey, we're just going to throw this on top of it to add like heat to this storyline, which is really lame.
What many felt was
really lame. Super lame. It's not good to me. It's stupid. But it is what it is. I still think Bobby Roode's going to retain overall, but Jinder Mahal is going to make his presence known.
Jinder Mahal will make his presence known by doing the stupid thing of showing up and doing his little freaking poor version of a Canadian Indian version and start going. And then Bobby Roode's going to kick him, turn him around, do the glorious DDT, and that's how it's going to be. If they go that route, I honestly hope, like you said, I would rather it just be a clean freaking match and then have Jinder Mahal do that. But that's not what they're going to do. Any match that you really want to see, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be a screw job match.
And it looks to me like our winner is already thinking about
it's like they get something precious and like they get something so it could be golden, and they'll be like, let's do an interruption. Nobody thinks of that. Let's do an interruption. It's like, no, dude, they actually do think of that and kind of hoping you don't do that. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. That kind of sucks, though.
Yeah. All right. Next match we're going to talk about before we get to the main event that was announced this week. Rusev versus Nakamura.
Rusev and Nakamura, I think this match is done strictly so they let you know they didn't forget about him. And since he is going to be at WrestleMania, it would be dumb for him not to have a match. However, I wish there was a stipulation on this match that would make it more interesting, like they did with Naomi. And that is, not Naomi, but with Nia Jax. And that is, if he was to lose against Rusev, or if Rusev was to win, Rusev gets his spot. I think that would be a good stipulation. That way it would justify the reason of why that is even a match. But the fact just to throw this match together for no clarification is just kind of stupid.
Well, according to storyline last week, Nakamura mocked Aiden English on, instead of being Rusev Day, it was going to be Nakamura Day, and then sang like Aiden English. And that was insulting until Rusev said, I want to take you on and I want to teach you a lesson about making fun of Rusev Day. I wanted a match with you at FastLane. Match FastLane 4. I hardly ever see anyway how this is going to benefit anyone. I mean, Rusev Day is super over with the fans. Would be a fantastic face turn for both Rusev and Aiden English. Even though they are pretty good as a heel team right now, I think they're so over with Rusev Day right now. And so they really are. What are they going to make Nakamura look weak going into WrestleMania against AJ Styles, a dream match at WrestleMania? Or are they going to have Rusev look weak at the top of his popularity with Aiden English? A no-win situation for either side here. It's a stupid match. It's a stupid throwaway match because, I mean, anybody knowing good well, like, okay, you have the highest caliber of calibers, the AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, haven't met each other in a match since New Japan. Super similar styles, going to be a fantastic match. Or are they going to have Rusev and Nakamura, which Rusev is great, super over with Aiden English, but not that kind of caliber. Not that kind of caliber. Not even close. So there's no way, in my opinion anyway, that Rusev is going to win this match. Even though it's going to make him kind of look squashed, he's not going to win this match. It's going to be similar to what happened to him when he faced off with Randy Orton there for like his 32nd match. Nakamura is going to whoop that ass for him and and it's going to add to their kind of bumbling idiot goofy persona, kind of like a Breezango-ish type duo type deal, you know. They kind of like, to me, they're kind of like if Cesaro, Sheamus, The Bar, and Breezango like melted together, you'd kind of get the dynamic between Aiden English and Rusev. It's pretty interesting. I like it. They're a super over team. I dig them. They like the way they've got their character. It seems like a throwaway squash match to me.
Yeah, I think that match is gonna end up in a double count out. I think they're gonna get into it. I think they're gonna go back to stage. I don't even think it's gonna be a full match.
I mean, the Aiden English is definitely going to be there. I don't know if they're going to use it to see like some sort of like hidden ally for Nakamura to save him from the double team of Rusev and Aiden English. And I think there not too long ago they had maybe last week, or week before last, Nakamura had a match with Aiden English and Rusev got involved or something like that.
Oh wow!
So I think that might play into it as well. But even so, it's a really weak, really super weak storyline going into a pay-per-view. Almost like it's kind of similar to where they're just kind of like looking to see how many of these WrestleMania superstars that can throw one a last-minute pay-per-view before WrestleMania, just to kind of get their faces on TV one more time before WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's what it kind of feels like.
What up, Kenny?
Hey guys, I do apologize. Hey, what's up, Billy? We're in the middle of doing a podcast.
Hey, can you hear me alright on this? I just hopped in. I got a one-ear headset because, you know, since my brain surgery and shit, that my regular headset, it just puts too much pressure and it hurts after a while.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. You sound excellent, dude.
This little $20 set, Turtle Beaches, just a one ear. Plus, with the kids, it helps having one ear open sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
Of course, with COD and Fortnite and stuff like that, I'll still be rocking the two ear at times. But
yeah.
The following
well, I'll hit you up after the podcast. I'll hit you up after the podcast, though. Okay.
All
right. Thank you, Billy. I'm glad that everything's going good for you, bud. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my God. Okay.
I didn't know this was not public. See, view party settings. I thought it was on private. Nope, somehow it's on. Now it's on private. Okay. Back to what we were saying.
For that interruption, that's awesome. Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev throwaway match. Nakamura's totally gonna win going into that. Now, from there we got the Six Packs Challenge for the WWE Championship, which consists of AJ Styles, John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin.
Here we go, gentlemen.
Ziggler.
Huge title match coming up. And a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of
John
WWE
Cena's promo
right
that he had on Raw, saying that I'm going to win. AJ can get his rematch.
Do you think the challenger has a legitimate chance here tonight?
Of course I do,
Michael. That's the beauty of the WWE. Any superstar can beat any other superstar on any given night.
Tease as well. So, and he was just like, Undertaker, and everybody went crazy, and he was like, nope, not happening. So it could be in the same vein as that, and it could end up being just Nakamura and AJ. AJ made his response to Cena, basically saying, like, I don't want it to be a triple threat. I want Nakamura one-on-one. I'm sorry if that's your only way to WrestleMania. I don't care. That's not how it's going to be. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they had a little thing last week where they had like basically a preview of the match. It was like, hey, we're going to have basically the main event for the pay-per-view on SmackDown tonight. So, yeah. So that's pretty much what they did. Kevin Owens was betrayed by Sami Zayn, caught a Kalua kick, I believe, a Helluva kick. So the 1, 2, 3. Which was kind of interesting because, oh shit, oh that's great. Sorry about that, guys, for the blue screen. I had
What's
my
going on here?
Thing up. Sorry for the interruption, got me off project. Anyway, this match is going to go one of two ways. AJ's going to retain or Cena's going to win, and it's going to go the triple threat route.
This is the champion's advantage at play, Cole.
I think AJ's going to keep it. We're going to find some way for John Cena to get to WrestleMania. I think people would be super mad if John Cena does win, because not only will you have people that are like old schoolers that are super mad that he broke Ric Flair's record, but also those that would be super mad that he is going to ruin AJ Styles and Nakamura match.
Kick this one off. I've had my eye on this championship match for a while,
this might be a far stretch.
She's got nerves of steel. Despite the title being on the line, she looks as poised as ever.
Well said, and I have to say that the electricity for this title match is unlike anything we've seen in quite some time.
And doing similar thing with The Rock, transitioning more to movies and stuff. And if they do the faded heel turn for Cena right before he's done for retirement reasons or whatever, right before he just like, I'm done, I'm out. I make sporadic appearances once in a blue moon similar to The Rock, but I'm done for permanent work type deal. And just do everybody like John Cena heel turn. So he would do it just to, that would be super heat if he broke Ric Flair's record and ruined the Nakamura AJ Styles dream match by making it triple threat.
Down she goes.
In one night.
Yeah, the thing is, though, even though one of the stunts, though, even Flair said that he hopes that he lives to see the record broken and stuff, so that'd be cool. But yeah, you're right. I think the only reason why John Cena said that crap is that he knows how bad people want to see the Shinsuke Nakamura match and the AJ Styles match. Right now, I think we know that like you said before, we know the Undertaker match is not going to happen for the simple fact Undertaker's hip surgery didn't go as well as people thought it was going to go, so he didn't recover too well on that. So that's a no. And on top of that, I think they're making it elusive, but I think that we already know that this is probably going to be a situation where the WrestleMania moment ends up being the wedding shit that Cena's going to do. I still think that's what's going to happen.
All certainty, she still has plenty of gas left
that
in the
would
tank.
Be so
yeah, but I feel pretty confident in saying that she still has plenty of gas
Stephanie
left in the tank.
Getting married before, and then the Triple H video of when he drugged Stephanie and then married her while she was unconscious.
Yeah, but I also have to put in to where Macho Man Randy Savage and stuff, and then you had the ceremony afterwards and stuff like that. Regardless, I mean, they could do that, but you're right. If they was to do a real one, it'd be awesome, but chances are, you're right, they probably wouldn't do a real one, so yeah, you're right. It could very well end up being Cena takes on Shane McMahon, because he's so desperate in making a WrestleMania moment, and Shane McMahon's going to be like, you want your moment, how about me and you go into the thing? Because I could see after the pay-per-view, that after FastLane, Cena, let's keep in mind, Cena's going to be fucking pissed. Cena's going to be livid. So what's Cena going to do? He's going to be going and hurting people all around the ring is what he's going to be doing. He's going to, like you said, go ahead.
Bringing it back between the ropes. Sorry to cut you off, but I just had a thought and I have to get it out while I'm thinking about it.
We have
what
a new
if,
champion.
Instead of John Cena going against Shane McMahon, what if it's a tag team match between John Cena and Shane McMahon against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? Because they've got that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn situation with Shane McMahon right now. And if Daniel Bryan is kind of like Team Shane O'Mac, or Team Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I mean, it would be interesting if they had a tag team match, and it was John Cena. It's like, hey, Shane, you need a tag partner. I need a match at WrestleMania. Let's tag together. Take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
And then Kevin Owens could be like, I don't give a shit. I beat John Cena. My first match in WWE was against John Cena, and I beat him. Total angle sell right there.
Yeah. And then what's even crazy is you'd have to get over the fact then it would be questionable whether Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, because it would have a storyline too about would Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn even be able to coexist after.
There could be some, they could take kind of some bullshit that from this SmackDown that might translate into some more bullshit at the end of FastLane. That will translate into more bullshit that'll happen at WrestleMania between John Cena, Shane McMahon, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but we all know if that does happen,
right.
Go ahead.
I think Daniel Bryan's going to do a heel turn soon.
Oh, yeah, here's Nikki Cross.
I think they're building to that. I think they're going to give Daniel Bryan a heel turn that's almost like a pseudo.
Oh, yeah, here's Nikki Cross.
Almost like a Stephanie McMahon type, almost to kind of like, you got good guy Kurt Angle, GM, evil boss Stephanie. Well, now you've got awesome boss Shane O'Mac, but now you're going to have evil GM Daniel Bryan on SmackDown.
It would be good. Honestly, I would much rather see what happens.
Look at Paige here.
And stuff on this. I would really like to see what they do, because we all know that Cena is probably going to be the one that gets pinned. That calls it. That is going to be the reason AJ Styles retains, because AJ is going to end up pinning Cena. That's a given. That's going to be the way that AJ retains the belt. So
she drops her with a clothesline, and she drops her.
That was about as in your face as it gets.
How that goes.
Just carrying the opposition here,
but you can't carry your opponent
overall,
all day.
I think it's something to be huge in the pay-per-view. In summary, I think it's going to be some decent action from the superstars.
Oh, yeah,
but
here's
it's
Nikki
not going to be over predictable. I mean, over unpredictable. I mean, it's not going to be. I don't see any titles changing hands and any kind of super crazy storylines happening.
Down to the floor.
I just think it's going to be your run-of-the-mill, kind of push the story just a little more towards WrestleMania, especially being the last pay-per-view and having 4 weeks of storytelling from this pay-per-view to WrestleMania from this point without having to worry about culminating any kind
the
of
champ in defensive
title
mode here.
changes or
Her
any
goal of
kind
retaining
of
the title here is in serious
rivalries.
jeopardy.
You know, it just might not be your night, guys. You hate to see it, but hey, that happens every now and then.
Going into WrestleMania, so I really don't think anything too super crazy is going to upset the apple cart this late towards WrestleMania.
Big miss right there.
She wasn't even close, Michael. Whoa!
What do you think?
I honestly, I agree with you on that. I just hate that as of right now, WrestleMania seems kind of bland. I mean, to me, in my opinion.
Takes her off her feet.
I'm glad for Ronda Rousey being in the WrestleMania. That's awesome, but we all know it's going to be at the ultimate of it all. We know that Ronda Rousey going to get the pin on Stephanie, and we know that how that's going to go down. And I just honestly, I wish there was more hype going into WrestleMania, and I can honestly say there's not a match on there that's got me stoked. I'll be truthful. Being honest with you.
I'm kind of interested in the Shinsuke and AJ match because I know those two guys are going to put on a good show. I honestly think that AJ is going to go put Shinsuke over finally, and Shinsuke is going to beat AJ at WrestleMania. Cena, not sure how they're going to get him on WrestleMania. Like we discussed earlier, a few options I got with him. He's probably most definitely going to be there. Especially, like I said before, his movie comes out like on Hall of Fame Friday. So his new movie comes out right before WrestleMania, which is not coincidental. I don't give a shit what they say. That's strategically done. So.
Yeah, that's strategically done, so you don't have to worry about being at WrestleMania.
And there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Few things are more rewarding than that feeling of keeping your opponent's shoulders down for the 3 count.
There's some other
as hard as it would be not to think about that amazing match we just saw,
storylines
we must move on here, guys.
Before actual WrestleMania weekend is here, as far as the 2 flagship shows. I am looking forward to TakeOver New Orleans. There is going to be some pretty good progress. I've seen some spoilers, which I'm not going to do, from the NXT tapings that I think is going to lead up to some pretty good matches at TakeOver New Orleans. This last week, Killian Dane and Aleister Black had a match for like the #1 contender spot for Andrade Cien Almas, which Aleister Black did win that match. I was super stoked. That's my dude. That's my dude. That's my guy. Aleister Black. Other matches were okay, I guess. They had the first round at NXT of the Dusty Rhodes tag tournament. It was Authors of Pain against TM61, I think is what they're called. T61 is an Australian team. Authors of Pain won that match. So they moving on to the next round. Shayna Baszler still chasing Ember Moon, which that's going to be probably a repeat match, or maybe even a triple threat match between Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, and Ember Moon. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. Lacey Roberts, I think it's her name, Lacey something. She's like a 1950s like pinup girl. She's kind of got this beef going on right now with Nikki Cross. So that might be something. Iconic duo set for a return with that's Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. So that might be some kind of takeover New Orleans situation. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano supposedly probably going to be a thing as well. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But NXT probably about in the same boat as the other SmackDown and Raw are. They're just kind of milking the ship along. We're about to finish the taped episodes that they have in Atlanta because they're now at Full Sail. Filming episodes at Full Sail, which everything before WrestleMania is being filmed up to this point right now before we're up to WrestleMania weekend. So before WrestleMania, we'll have episodes back recorded from Full Sail University in Florida. So that'll be nice to have the old entrances back and stuff, because Atlanta's cool, but it seems like they're like in a shed somewhere in comparison to their setup in Florida. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Any parting thoughts, my dude? Before we wrap it up for the evening.
Honestly, pretty much. I just think that right now I got the ECW World Television Championship One Night Stand, Jericho and Rob Van Dam with the ladder match. But one of the things that I think is that honestly, right now as a fan, I understand the Shinsuke Nakamura match being a match you want to see, and probably a lot of people want to see it. However, they've done it before. I think they've done it before. They may or may not. Regardless, we all know about the right now. SmackDown's got a lot to live up to. They got to come up with stuff. Here lately, SmackDown's been lackluster, and with the fact that you got Ronda Rousey on Raw now, it kind of makes it puts them at a bad end, because SmackDown's got to come up with something else, and the only thing they can really do to make it interesting is to have where John Cena doesn't go to WrestleMania and he has to find another way to get there, because otherwise that's the only story that they could go with, and really there's nothing really at SmackDown that I really care too much about, honestly.
I totally agree. There's really...
This is it, guys. The ECW World Television Championship is up for grabs here. And given who the champ is going up against tonight, I wouldn't be shocked if we crowned a new champion.
They really don't have that impact, like you said, with the whole Ronda Rousey. They don't have a Ronda Rousey
I'd say he appears to be at the top of his game right now. Well, he's going to need to be if he wants to survive this match. That's for sure.
I mean, that's why I said the only real interest at WrestleMania at this point is, like you said, Nakamura and AJ. That's about it, compared to what Raw has going for it with, Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They got the women's Money in the Bank, but people haven't given a shit about that since, James Ellsworth was still there.
Yeah, speaking of that, James Ellsworth, but he's off doing his indie stuff along with a lot of people. I just think that I would love to see Goldust. I love Goldust. I think he's awesome. I just think it's funny how they try to talk how Dusty Rhodes is side subject. I'm sorry, but they try to talk like how Dusty Rhodes is the inventor and he's this and he's that. Yet you got both his sons playing as homophobic characters. Let's be real here. Goldust is also a slang term for cocaine. Let's shoot straight here. He's recovering. He's already recovered from that. He weighs 204 pounds. Okay, so he could easily be a 205 wrestler if they wanted to do that with him. But whatever. Honestly, I would love to see Goldust at WrestleMania, and I would love, if John Cena doesn't get his push, I would love for them to do a swerve and make it where Goldust and him do like what they did with Rowdy Piper, and that was with Rowdy Piper and Goldust doing a street brawl. That would be awesome, but they're not going to do that because they don't think that far ahead, and I think they have good talent. They throw it away. They're going to ump this Dusty Rhodes crap. It's not crap, but I'm sorry, actions speak louder than words. You treat both his sons like shit, and then you want to claim like you love the dick that he has, if you will. So it's like, whatever, guys. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Shit, they treated Dusty like shit while he was alive.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So I mean, it's not like they have a history of treating Dusty
completely unnecessary
phenomenally well, and then treating his sons like shit. They shit all over Dusty while he was in WWE. They shit all over him.
And let's be honest, the only reason he is the American Dream is because originally WWE, look up the history, wanted a black guy to play it, and nobody would. And at the time, Dusty Rhodes was the only one that was willing to do it. So there you go.
Yeah, not just that, he put him in polka dots to kind of make him
Jericho struggling a bit. At this point, it's all about how he responds and potentially rebounds.
With so much on the line here in this ladder match, he has no choice but to find a way to overcome this attack, guys.
You never want to count a competitor out, but things don't seem to be going in his favor here tonight.
And they're kind of using Goldust right now as kind of like, hey, we're just going to throw you in just because, whatever. They really don't have a storyline for him. They tried the tag team thing with R-Truth. That was a flop.
He hits the senton.
That was a failure. that went on for way too long. And so they really don't know what to do with Goldust. I mean, what made his character so iconic back in the Attitude Era would not fly today at all. So they really don't have anything else to do, especially now that he's getting older too, man. Dusty Rhodes is
Chris Jericho doing a great job of turning that around.
So there ain't much they can do with him unless they wanted to put him like in a managerial type position, or I guess it's cool that he just show that all these old dudes can still do it. And he is pretty funny when he wants to be. Like when he was in Mixed Match Challenge, he was golden. He was like, no pun intended there, but it was funny.
And what I liked when he was with Cena was the fact that he started being his character. Because if you notice when he came in the ring, I remember you saying, what the hell is this? But with his thing, though, he did something that he hadn't done in a long time, and that is he would do monologues and then quote the movie it came from. And that was what made me love Goldust. He don't do that anymore. He don't do that shit anymore. And then at the time when he was facing Cena, all of a sudden he became the Goldust that I grew up loving. So it's like, what the hell? And then y'all made him a squasher.
During that promo, when he said your dreams would be shattered, I did have a little girl moment. I'm not gonna lie. I did squee inside a little bit when I was just like, cause I was like, oh shit, Goldust from 1998 just showed up. Like, this is awesome. You know?
Yes.
That was awesome. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We've had fun. We've had interruptions. This is a live show. What can you do?
At least we got sound. That's all I got to say. I would take that over not having sound.
We had sound. We had, although the gameplay footage on my end was like non-existent because I really didn't get anything set up, and I didn't go in here. I didn't play any game. It was just kind of fun.
He's lining him up.
Just kind of having a screen up, shooting the shit about, what's coming up about wrestling, what's going on, what's been happening on, what's going forward. This is a Thursday thing for myself and PsYkO Break. You can check us out on both here on the BECA Gaming channel and on PsYkO Break's personal channel. Just look up PsYkO.
Well, it's called PsYkO Break, BECA Gaming, but yeah. And Razor Blade's going to be doing the same here soon. He's going to be doing the same soon with his channel. 3 AK. So make sure to go check that out. You can come and check us out on either channel and get your wrestling news or predictions, and just to come hang out with us. And still, YouTube's got this thing now that if you comment during a live stream, it stays with the video after the stream is over, so you can see all the live comments that were made and reply to them and all that kind of cool stuff. Found that out today, so that's pretty neat stuff. So in case you missed the stream and you want to know what comments were made, you can now see what great comments were made. We appreciate all you guys. I am Razor Blade Dreams. Look out for more gameplay footage of us. I'm still on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RazorBladeDreams. I am still doing the Batman Telltale series. Episode 3 should be coming soon. I'm thinking either later tomorrow being a Friday stream, probably doing it tomorrow, maybe over the weekend. I'm not sure. Let's look for a tweet or something out on Razor Blade Dreams. You can follow me at Razor Blade Dreams with a T on the end. That somebody already got it the way it's spelled on here. Want to give?
But anyway,
before we wind up, I do want to give Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is I do want to give a shout out to Billy McKinney and stuff, because he has gone through a trying time and stuff with this situation. So I don't want to seem like we're not that we're shallow. We're not shallow. Just that we were doing the stream. My bad. I didn't. I thought I had on private. I guess I didn't. So that was my mistake. So I just wanted to say that. The other thing is that Razor Blade Dreams has had some good streams here lately, especially with his Batman Telltale games, like you were saying earlier. Definitely, I would definitely recommend watching and checking those out.
This ladder match is over.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the stream here. See you guys next week at the latest. Look for other game streams from both me and PsYkO Break. I'll catch you on that on behalf of the Break Every Chain Army. See you next time. Oh, so
Here
now
is your
PlayStation
winner,
Plus
and
doesn't
the
fucking work for you? What the
new
flying fuck
ECW
hell, my nigga?
Television Champion.
On your side, it didn't sign in thing because I saw that the stuff wasn't didn't see that the game things were not locked, so I didn't go in and borrow and restore. If I went in and restored your license, we can do it. But I didn't see padlock on the game, so I didn't worry about it. I'm able to play this game and stuff.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, if you're still here, which nobody's watching this on my end, but hey, hope you enjoyed watching it. This has been the One Night Stand. We had Jericho facing Rob Van Dam in the ladder match to claim the first ever World ECW television title, and Rob Van Dam actually won it, despite me trying to beat him with Jericho. But anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and tune in to BECA Gaming channel to find out everything. Hit us up on Twitter at BECA Gaming, as well as look us up on Twitch. Also at Razorblade Dreams with a Z, because you will be golden if you do, Shattered Dreams if you don't. Anyways, always living on the razor's edge here with Michael Hinkle. Y'all have a great night, and thank you for always choosing. We'll be here. We'll do a stream here later. But anyways, thank you for watching this. Shout out to Billy McKinney and everybody else that watches this. God bless y'all. Break every chain.